one of auto racing's most exotic cars. Frank's on Manufacturer's Midway.
Earlier, we gave you a look at the top fuel dragster. Let's take a look now at the machine they call the funny car. Funny car is basically a redesigned fuel dragster with a fiberglass body. The body designs are replicas of many popular American compact cars, but these are built specifically for racing. This one, for instance, is a replica of a Trans Am Pontiac Firebird. Big difference from their street cousins, though. They only weigh about 1,700 pounds. They put out around 2,000 horsepower, about the same as a top fueler. The interiors are roll bars and aluminum sheet metal, has a single cockpit for the driver. There are no doors. The driver gets in and the body is then set down over him. Speeds about 240 miles an hour in just about 6 seconds. And for obvious reasons, the racers and the fans call them floppers. Okay, that's what the machine looks like. Let's take a look at some of the top drivers in the funny car category.
I'm Raymond Beadle from Dallas, Texas.
Raymond Beadle, he drives the legendary Blue Max car. Beadle is a former national champion. He is married. His fellow racers say he has a fine sense of humor.
My name is Gordy Bonin. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Gordy Bonin drives the Bubble Up car. Coming down from Canada, he spends many days on the road traveling the championship circuit. He is married, the father of an 11-year-old boy. He has never won a national event.
Hi, I'm Don Perdone. I'm from Granada Hills, California.
They call him the Snake because of his lightning-fast reflexes. He is the winningest driver in all of drag racing. When he's not racing, he likes to relax riding motorcycles. He is married. He has one child. Well, you now know what a funny car looks like. You now have seen some of the drivers. Let's go back up to Dave and catch some funny car racing action. Dave?
Right, Frank, picking up the action in Funny Car Eliminator in round number 2. A total of 16 cars started eliminations here at this 77 Gator Nationals. 8 cars remaining. It's Tom McEwen driving the Corvette against Roger Lindemood. And for you trivia buffs, Roger Lindemood was the 1964 top stock eliminator at the U.S. Nationals. McEwen against Lindemood, Funny Car Eliminator. Tom McEwen's car breaking something. Roger Lindemood streaking to an easy victory. 6.51 seconds, 217 miles an hour. In a battle of the services, the U.S. Army Plymouth Arrow of Don Prudhomme from Granada Hills. His competitor, Bob Pickett, driving Mickey Thompson's car. This is the U.S. Marine entry. Pickett's car, a replica of a 77 Starfire. Mickey Thompson, another of the famed names of drag racing. Defending champion Don Prudhomme has an easy go of it. His time a 6.34 second, 228 mile an hour charge as Bob Pickett coasts through at only 69 miles an hour, going up in smoke, the tires losing traction from the start. Let's look at it on slow motion as you can see the fine driving job by Pickett. Prudhomme pulling away quickly to the lead. Pickett's car smoking the tires, starting to go sideways. He corrects it, and Prudhomme heads to the win. Our electronic computerized timing system flashing the times just as quickly as the car clears the timing traps at the end of the quarter mile. Here's Al Bergler out of Detroit, Michigan, the Motown Shaker. Bergler pulling up into the burnout area. Water puddles allowing the tires to break loose easily, and the 2,000 plus horsepower spinning them, smoking the tires. And you see the parts flying and oil coming out from underneath Al Bergler's car. Apparently, something going wrong with the motor. Ray Beadle in the Blue Max pulling into the burnout area. And the official saying, shut it off, as Al Bergler dead on the racetrack. The car, lots of mechanical problems. You can see crew members out kicking off the parts and pieces that came bouncing out from behind it. Here comes Al Bergler's crew now. They'll be lifting up the body. Al will be getting out of the car. There was no fire. These cars carry an onboard fire extinguishing system. NHRA safety safari truck pulling out onto the track to begin the cleanup preparation. Let's go down to Frank.
Dave, apparently Bergler threw a rod, and that threw a lot of oil on the track, and that brought the safety safari out again to dry this track off. You can hear the thrush machine coming behind me. They'll try and dry it off and get back to racing as soon as they can. I'm holding the pieces in my hand from Bergler's car, evidence of the problem. Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Frank, and a tough break for Al Birchler as that $12,000 aluminum power plant suffering severe damage. Crowd flocking onto Manufacturers Midway during this downtime as Ray Beadle gets set to go now on a single run with the Blue Max. Every car must make the same number of runs in elimination, so Ray Beadle goes through the timing traps, 6.28 seconds, his speed 228 miles an hour. The last pair of this second round of funny car eliminations. In the near lane, Gordy Bonin, hailing from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, traveling quite a distance to get to Gainesville, Florida. Gary Bergen from California, the Orange Baron, a former national champion. His car, a 77 Monza. Both cars inching into the staging beams, getting set for that green light, which means go. Job by Gary Bergen as Gordy Bonin records the low elapsed time of the meet for funny cars. In slow motion, you'll see Gary Bergen with his hands full as that car's starting to drift over the racetrack. But Gordy Bonin powers his way through to a 6.19 second elapsed time. His speed 236 miles an hour. Let's go back down to Manufacturers Midway and once again, Frank Fiorino. Getting ready now for the semifinal round of Funny Car Eliminator. What a pair of matchups. Roger Lindemood and Color Me Gone against the defending champion Don the Snake Prudhomme, while Gordy Bonin, the Canadian, up against Texan Ray Beadle and the Blue Max. The first pair we see, Don Prudhomme in the near lane in the 77 Plymouth Arrow, Roger Lindemood, Color Me Gone. Frank's been down in the pits, and Don Prudhomme, invincible as he may be on the racetrack, is having problems with his health. It seems that Don has got the flu. Roger Lindemood, Color Me Gone. And Don Prudhomme jumping at the start, giving him a red light. Roger Lindemood, and look at the parts come out underneath Roger Lindemood's car. He explodes the motor on what would have been a very easy run for him. The oil smoke indicating a severely damaged engine. Prudhomme with a red light. As we said, he is sick with the flu and having problems, and I'm sure he just lost his concentration. So it's Roger Lindemood into the finals of Funny Car Eliminator, and there is Don Prudhomme holding his head and looking a bit under the weather. The Blue Max and Ray Beadle. A long, smoky burnout. Gator Nationals are bust. They come from all over the country for this NHRA championship event. Some of the most crowd-pleasing, spectacular shows put on by the funny cars and their long, smoky burnouts. Gordy Bonin, 77 Firebird, Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, against the Blue Max. Both cars into the staging beams. The winner into the finals against Roger Lindemood. Gordy Bonin losing traction, but he's backing out of the throttle, and he pulls away to take the win over the Blue Max. Jubilation on the Gordy Bonin crew. Right now, we're ready for the finals in Funny Car Eliminator. Roger Lindemood's been having lots of problems and working in the pits after blowing a motor in the semifinal round, but Gordy Bonin is ready to go. And to please the crowd, the 77 Firebird of Gordy Bonin. A long, smoky burnout as the flames standing tall off the headers of this nitro-burning 2,000 horsepower power plant. The gathering darkness, allowing the spectators to see what has to be some of the most dramatic sights in all of drag racing. Top fuel dragsters and funny cars racing to where the flames that normally you can't see in the daylight hours. They stand tall on every run. You can see them as the darkness sets in. Again, the heavy rains this morning that blanketed the Gainesville area caused the start of eliminations to be delayed for over an hour. allowing the racing to end up here in the dusk or the twilight hours. Gordy Bonin on a single run as Roger Lindemuth. You saw earlier the parts spewing out behind the car. Bonin with his share of problems, a lot of smoke. He just shuts it off, pulls the parachute. The engine shuts down and Bonin coasts through, your 1977 Gator Nationals champion. A tough break for Roger Lindemuth. Went into the finals as Don Prudhomme with a rare red light, allowing Lindemuth to go into the finals. Lindemuth blowing an engine in the semifinal round, unable to repair Gordy Bonin with the single. As Gordy gets out of his car, let's go to Frank Farina.
Here he comes. Gordy, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know that's not the way you'd like to win the thing, but you won it.
Yeah, that's true. We would have liked to race Prudhomme in the final. It would have been a heck of a race. We went top speed and low ET, but he was getting his stuff together, and apparently he's sick or something, and he just had a cockpit failure the semifinal.
Is there any way for accounting as to why sometimes you get out and you think everything's together and it's not, and then all of a sudden you show up one weekend and no problems at all?
There's a lot of luck involved, but there's a lot of hard work. My guys have worked their heart out.
Paid off?
I'm telling you. Now we can keep racing. We made some money.
Gordy, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Gordy Bonin, funny car champion, 1977 Gator Nationals. Dave, back up to you.
Drag racing's own creation, a 240-mile-an-hour fiberglass-bodied vehicle known as a funny car. Steve's with them right now.
The most exciting and dramatic class in all of drag racing, AA fuel funny cars, now fill the staging lanes. They have already completely rewritten the Raceway Park record book. There's over $20,000 at stake. Let's meet some of these pros.
Don Prudhomme, Granada Hills, California.
What can you say about this snake? The winningest NHRA driver ever, world champ the last 2 years, but has gone winless the last 2 events, and that's a drought for Prudhomme.
My name is Tom Hoover. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
A top fuel star some years ago, Hoover has yet to win a major NHRA funny car event. He has the equipment and talent to do so at any time.
Ed McCulloch, Sanger, California.
Ed the Ace McCullough ruled the roost in funny car action until Prudhomme took over. In 1972, Ed won 4 national events. The fans are on their feet ready for some funny car ground pounding. Let's go racing.
And racing we do, Steve, in round number 2, 8 cars remaining in Funny Car Eliminator. Waco Willie, they call him, Billy Meyer from Waco, Texas. He is against Dodger Glenn. Dodger Glenn out of Newcastle, Delaware, drives the frantic Ford. Both cars, having completed burnouts, inch their way into the staging beams, ready for a blast down the quarter mile. Let's take a look. Dodger Glenn all over the racetrack. Billy Meyer takes the win easily. His elapsed time 6.82 seconds. His speed only 170 miles an hour. He knew Dodger Glenn having his share of problems. The low qualifier, Don Prudhomme, the defending champion at the Summer Nationals. Prudhomme also the reigning world champion. You can see the big number 1 proudly displayed on the side of his Plymouth Arrow. His competition, Ed the Ace McCulloch. 2 of the top professionals in drag racing. McCulloch into problems right off the starting line. Prudhomme with an outstanding 6.26 second elapsed time, 227 miles an hour. Here's Tom Hoover. Hoover's competition, car out of Stanton, California, Gary Bergen. Hoover based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And Hoover with a big lead over Bergen and continues to hold it through the finish line as Hoover notches a 6.45 second elapsed time. His speed 216 miles an hour. Bergen running into problems right off the starting line. Here we see in slow motion Bergen hazing the tires, the car losing traction right off the line, and that's enough to give the win to Tom Hoover. The crew on the return road lifting the body so Hoover can get out and start to disrobe from the extremely warm fire suit worn by all drivers in Top Fuel and Funny Car. R.C. Sherman in the Black Magic car. This one of the few Corvettes in drag racing, Tom the Mongoose McEwen. Pre-stage lights lit on the Christmas tree, now the staging beams, now the start. McEwen into problems, hazing the tires. And it's R.C. Sherman all the way at 6.90 seconds, 156 miles an hour. He also, knowing that McEwen in trouble, shutting it down, saving the engine for the next round. There you see it, the race lost right there, as not only did he haze the tires, also possibly some mechanical problems. NHRA Championship drag racing, a thrilling spectacle no matter how you look at it. Top Fuel and Funny Car, absolutely unbelievable. But the picture changes when the sun goes down. In Funny Car Eliminator, R.C. Sherman is pitted against Billy Meyer, while Don the Snake Prudhomme, defending champion, goes against Tom Hoover. 23-year-old professional racer Billy Meyer. They call him Waco Willie. Of course, that's for his hometown of Waco, Texas. Billy travels the country in style, utilizing a 16-wheel tractor-trailer rig. R.C. Sherman driving the Black Magic car based out of Rockville, Maryland. We're into the semifinals in Funny Car Eliminator at the Summer Nationals. Burnouts completed, both cars approaching the starting line. And R.C. Sherman with lots of troubles, and Billy Meyer with lots of problems too. All that smoke indicating a lot of serious engine damage, burned pistons most probably. For Billy Meyer, you see his time, 6.66 seconds. His speed only 193 miles an hour. But R.C. Sherman had his problems right off the starting line. Car going into a tire shake situation. The tires then losing traction. That's the tire smoke you see. As Billy Meyer keeps it glued to the ground, but the motor letting go as he crosses the finish line, and the smoke from the burned pistons pouring out of the headers of Meyer's Camaro-bodied Funny Car. Don Prudhomme in his Plymouth Arrow. Tom Hoover from Minneapolis, Minnesota has the unenviable job of trying to defeat Prudhomme in this semifinal race. In slow motion, let's take a look at Prudhomme's burnout. The burnout designed to heat these huge tires to the point of optimum traction. Of course, the basic purpose of these cars to cover a standing start quarter mile as quickly as possible. Both cars coming into the electronic staging beam, actually a light beam going across the track into a photoelectric cell. Hoover out of control off the starting line. Prudhomme just as straight as an arrow with the win. 6.31 seconds at 220 miles an hour. Let's take a look in slow motion at Hoover losing this race right at the starting line. Now in Billy Meyer's pits, Steve Evans.
Well, here's the story in the Billy Meyer camp. 7 pistons and 7 rods. Laid out, the crew thrashing, preparing the block to install 7 out of 8 brand new piston and rods. Billy, it's a good thing you've got the biggest trailer in the pits, because you sure have gone through some parts.
We need that to carry the parts. We had killed a fuel pump that run, and we're just now changing it. I hope that changes it. But we need it for about 3 tenths worth anyway.
You qualified at a 6:17 and then have just gone progressively slower. Is it motor problems? Is it the track?
No, last night the track was a lot looser, and we just kind of slipped around and played around to try to get it not to hurt itself. And then today the track's just really bad for my combination.
Well, best of luck against Don Prudhomme in the final. In the pits of our Top Fuel and Funny Car finalists, it is just absolute mayhem. Hot parts everywhere, dozens of hands in the act, the wrenches are flying. But there's one glaring exception, and that's in the pits of the sport's ultimate professional, Don Prudhomme. Just real, cool, and orderly. Everything in good shape, right, Snake?
Yeah, Steve, it's been going good. We haven't been hurting very many parts, and everything's just coasting along.
Well, without divulging any secrets, what do you attribute that to? I mean, everywhere. Just nothing but burned pistons, burned heads, crews thrashing, and here you are just doing basic maintenance.
Well, I'd say 16 years or so in the business kind of helps out. You know, I've burnt my share of pistons and blown up my share of engines, and I'm sure we still will, but for now things are kind of going pretty good in the engine department.
Care to tell us how much nitro you're putting in there?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, good luck.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Dave.
The final fields are set, and we'll be back to the Summer Nationals from Raceway Park, Englishtown, New Jersey, in just a moment. Don the Snake Prudhomme into the finals of the Summer Nationals for the 2nd year in a row. He's the defending champion, and he's the only man on the racetrack. There's trouble in the Billy Meyer camp. Meyer changed 7 pistons in his engine between the semifinals and the finals, and apparently some problems have set in as the car has yet to fire. Competition director Steve Gibbs giving the signal, that's it, and it's a single for Don Prudhomme, an easy way into the winner's circle, and approximately $14,000 in cash contingency, and regaining the lead in the World Championship Series. The big number 1, Don Prudhomme, 6.42 seconds, 186 miles an hour. Prudhomme easing off at the finish line, winning the Summer Nationals. And a dejected Billy Meyer, the engine unable to start. Let's join Steve with Don Prudhomme.
Snake, you'll take him any way you can get him, right?
You bet, you bet. I think I was a little lucky on that one. Got about the 3/4 mark and it laid down on me. I don't know if it stuck a rod out of it or hurt the engine or what, but fortunately he wasn't beside me.
Well, it's only been really a 2-meet drought for the Snake, but I know losing any of them frustrates you tremendously.
Yeah, it really does. You know, we've had our share of problems, but we've been working on a situation where we're not killing the engine all the time, and a lot of people like to think, because we have sponsors and so on, that we can kill parts and burn up pieces and it doesn't matter, but it sure does, and we went to work on it so that we didn't hurt those parts.
Were you aware that back in the starting line, your crew even loaned your starter to Billy Meyer to try to help him make the final run?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Matter of fact, they said that they may have a starter motor problem, and I told them just fine, go ahead, whatever it takes for him.
I know your fans are excited, and congratulations. Summer Nationals Funny Car Champion, Don the Snake Prudhomme. David?
So far on this final day, we've had a safe run. But earlier in the meet, there was a spectacular accident. Let's look back.
During practice, 2 drivers from Dallas, Texas, Ray Beadle on the left and Dale Emery on the right, were on the line ready to go. Away they went, and Emery's car went out of control, crossed the line and almost turned over and smashed heavily into the guardrail. Emery suffered a broken arm. Let's now have another look. Off they go, and the tremendous power of these funny cars drives Emery's car across the track, and then it wants to turn over. But he brings it back down before smashing into the guardrail. And despite the car being broken in half, Emery suffered only a broken arm and is all right. And now, Don Prudhomme, all dressed up in his racing best for the funny car semifinals. One of these funny car, a little bit strange. This car last year had a fiberglass Chevy Monza body on it. This year it's a Plymouth Arrow, aerodynamics being the big reason. Outside starter fires up the engine as Don Prudhomme puts it in gear and wheels away. Croc moves his car into position. A serious contender. Prudhomme has lost here the last 2 years. He knows that anyone can win one. He's ready to make up for lost ground. On the line as they move into the staging area, the 3 lights. Critical positioning here. Engines revving. Truck is staged. Prudhomme staged. That moment. And Croc gets the jump, but too early as the red light goes on, disqualifying him, and Perdum comes home at 6.131 at 225.56 miles an hour. The young Proc crew is disappointed as Perdum takes a step further and moves into the final. And now for the funny car final. 17,000 to win. It's John Perdum, the Snake, against Richard Rogers, 43 years old, and Perdum would like to have seen Gary Bergen alongside. Mrs. Perdum waits. Bergen's parachute opened in his semifinal run because of vibration and gave the win to Rogers as the two take off and go down the track side by side. Perdum surges ahead and wins it at 6.246 seconds, 236.22 miles an hour, and $17,000 for the Snake. His crew, happy as a lark, heads down to the end to visit him.
This is Don Perdum. With the help of Plymouth Arrow, I've been able to clean up at the races. And right now, you too can really clean up on Arrow. You see, it's the end of the model year at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer. So come on in and pick up an exceptional deal on the car that the EPA rates at 38 miles per gallon highway, 27 city, thanks to the ingenious MCA air injection system. So come on and get a fair shake on a Plymouth Arrow during cleanup time. Go see your Southern California Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.